What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we got another Bright Eyes reaction, this time with Neva Dinova. We got the album/EP, I'll get into that in a minute. One Jug of Wine, Two Vessels. Of course, brought to us by our friend, longtime supporter, and Bright Eyes superfan, Caitlin. Thank you, Caitlin. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. We could not do it without them. It takes a lot of work every month. It's a labor of love, but we so appreciate the patrons. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out that Patreon link below or the patron link on the end screen. All right. I didn't know this existed, but that's what Caitlin's for in my life, right? So One Jug of Wine, Two Vessels is a collaborative split EP by Bright Eyes and Neva Dinova. It was released in 2004, but I'll get into that in a minute, on Crank Records. It was also reissued by Saddle Creek Records on March 23rd, 2010, with 4 newly recorded bonus tracks not included on the original release. These were written and recorded in late 2009. This reissue went to 34 on the U.S. Independent Albums chart. Connor noted that the initial recordings of the 2004 EP were the favorite recordings he ever participated in. Now, it's been a while since he said that, so that might have changed. Neva Dinova, if you don't know it, I never heard of him. And yes, I had to go to YouTube to watch some interviews with their lead singer, Jake Bellows, to figure out how to say their name. But they're an indie band from Omaha, Nebraska, where Bright Eyes is from. And by the way, where this guy's from, at least till I was 13 years old. The band is named after the grandmother of that lead singer, Jake Bellows. Drummer Roger Lewis is also the drummer for fellow Saddle Creek band, The Good Wife, with whom Bellows completed a solo tour in the fall of 2016. Bellows remained a key associate with Bright Eyes in 2006 and 2007 and contributed to the album Cassadaga, which I have a reaction up to. Their music contains elements of folk, psychedelia, rock, acoustic, and country. And I read that this is not really a split. It is, but they were in there together, so they jumped in on each other's songs, like the musicians on them are sometimes blended in and things like that. All right, so we're going to be listening to the reissue. We don't normally do that, but Caitlin suggested it after I researched everything. Her suggestion's 100% correct. So before we get into this, the music won't be in the video, but it will be in the Vimeo link below. So click on that and follow along with us. Now there's 10 songs, so it's not really an EP anymore. It's an LP, right? Which is good. We'll take more songs. 6 of the songs are from Neva Dinova, and 4 songs are from Bright Eyes. And of the 10 songs, the first 4 songs we're going to listen to are the 4 additional songs that were added on in the reissue that were recorded, whatever that would be, 5 years later. So that's going to be interesting as well. Because, you have, for Bright Eyes, I don't know anything about Neva Dinova, but for Bright Eyes, you've got a lot of differences going on with Connor, because the original 2 tracks that they contributed are going to be like the pre-I'm a Wide Awake, It's Morning version of them. But the later ones are going to be Connor had some albums on his own and with the Mystic Valley Band and kind of changed up his sound for those side projects, which most artists do. They don't want to record the same thing. So it would be interesting to see how his 2 tracks are, the newer ones with the older ones, and there may be no discernible difference. I don't know, but just wanted to get that in there before we start. Yes, you see it below, and yes, I'm going to get to it. Roller Skating, Neva Dinova. And like I said, it's the first of 4 new tracks. That's all I know about it. But as always, these lyrics are very beneficial because Connor wrote 5 of the 10 songs. One of them he gives to Neva Dinova. I'll get to that much, much later. Thanks again to Caitlin. Let's get after it. All right, Roller Skating. The lyrics, he's in a relationship with this girl where he's kind of makes her feel worse instead of better. So some parts you think he deserted her, but then he's there. I liked it. I thought Jake's voice was good. I didn't love it, but I did like it. It's a good song. Next up, we get the first new Bright Eye. New, as in 5 years later. Bright Eyes track, Happy Accident. All right, Happy Accident. I think it's about an unintended pregnancy, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I saw someone with that take, and Connor's wanting her to terminate the pregnancy, and she doesn't. And so, there's a take that, he's kind of mocking her at the end. You can show me where it is because I'm looking for your happiness. Come on, show me where it is. You found it all by accident. But I'm not 100% sure that take on the song is right at all. I couldn't find anywhere where Connor said anything about it. You know how it is, guys? If you read somebody who says, this is what this song's about, then you can see it through that lens, and then that's all you see. Oh, yeah, I see it here, here, and there. But I looked at it through a different lens because I knew some people were saying it was because of that, but not everybody. And I could see it a little different way, too. So I don't know. We did have different instrumentation than I would have expected in 2004. But, it's Connor, man. And if you watch the Bright Eyes reactions, if you haven't, there's a Bright Eyes playlist down below. My admiration of him and respect for him as a songwriter is well documented. All right, next up in the you go, I'll go, you go order of this album, we got Neva Dinova back with Someone's Love. Someone's Love, a fine song. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, the story of it is it's about this girl who probably really just needs somebody to hook up with her and feel closer to someone. And so Jake's offering that to her. Not in kind of a, even though he uses the word lewd, and not in a lewd way, but that's kind of what it's about. It's fine. Now we go back to the last newer Bright Eyes track, I Know You. Great production of that by Mike Mogus, for sure. I mean, as always, but really good production. That song was great. He doubts this lover of his. I'm going to guess it's his lover or wannabe, you know. She wants to do all these things, and he believes she has the right intentions, but he just doesn't believe that she can. So it's what I was looking for during the song. I mean, I was reading the lyrics, listening to it, but I was trying to figure out what that was, what that kind of high-pitched thing was. I don't know if it's a keyboard effect or it's something else, but I was looking at the musicianship credits, and I could not figure it out. So it's kind of driving me crazy, but, you know, I just... I like to think you said the idea of perfection was just fundamentally cruel. I thought that, you know, I thought that was good, but I know that you want to. I just don't believe that you can. That's how he kind of finishes a lot of things. So, you know, we all know people have good intentions and really believe what they're saying, but it just never happens. All right, so that is going to do it for the new songs that were recorded in 2009 that came out in 2010. Now we'll rewind it back to the original EP that came out in 2004 and listen to it as it was intended. So first up, we're back to Neva Dinova, and you got Tripped. All right, Tripped. So it starts off with a conversation. Well, it doesn't start off. It starts off with this little passage from this book or movie, but then it goes to, it's actually Jake and Connor talking about who should sing the song. So, you know, Bright Eyes albums are unique sometimes, and they start off with odd things. The first track, especially, you know, starts off in a different kind of way. And I wonder if that was even just a little throw out to that, just putting that conversation. And then we hear it at the end as well. But I think this guy's an alcoholic, and he just kind of can't get out of his way. He says it's a beer smiling, but it's not him. And then he falls down. She floats down. She floats down. Like, so it's well done, and it's by far my favorite Neva Dinova. I know it's older, but Neva Dinova track on here. Now we come to the first Bright Eyes track of, you know, I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning. And, you know, knowing Connor's writing style, black comedy, this one might be a little dark, boys and girls. But it didn't disappoint. Connor had more of an angsty style singing this, which he should, because it's an angst-ridden song. And it could be longer. It's only 2:26, but, well, I once gave a look to you, but you never gave it back. Ever had one of those? It kills, right? So here I stand expressionless, but my memory's intact. I guess the past is good for a laugh. A comedy so dry and black, it makes my stomach hurt so bad I cry. So 2 thumbs up we give this one, despite its predictable ending. The dialogue seemed rushed and wrong, but the actors did their best to lay some worth on every word, like coffins dropped into the earth. The saddest sound we ever heard. We sang along. We sang it, Take This Weight Away. So, you know, the relationship didn't work out. And that is never fun. And Connor's one of the best ever at capturing that feeling. Now it's back to Nina Dinova and Poison. Going way down. Poison. It's a breakup song. Acoustic. A lot of country elements on there. Even got a pedal steel, but I thought Jake sounded really well on it. I thought the arrangement of it went to the, you know, the difficult and sad lyrics. Next up, we have the last Bright Eyes song. We have I'll Be Your Friend. All right, I'll Be Your Friend. A lot to this one. Connor's voice definitely sounded different than, you know, if we're going to talk about the first 2 tracks on this album, which were the last 2 tracks recorded 5 years later. But the saxophone on here, the arrangement, and I'll Be Your Friend. This girl, you know, she likes to get drunk every night. She likes to argue. She likes to, you know, do those things. You've been with somebody, whether it's a friend of yours or a, you know, significant other, where you're just stuck in this repeating, rinse and repeat every day or night. It's going to be the same. And we're going to argue and you're going to say the same stuff and you're going to remember it the next day. But then here we go again. And so that's kind of what he's trying to capture in here with being her friend. But it's a good song. We got 2 tracks left. They're both Neva Dinova. I know the song Get Back, but not this Get Back. Get Back, a good song. It grew on me as it went on, pretty sparse instrumentally, a nice little call and response there at the end with the Get Back. But the idea of this song is the people you love the most are going to hurt you. So, get back, as he says, made mistakes every day, and I learned from two. Keep those that you love the furthest from you and try to take care of them too. So keep them at a distance, but also try to take care of them. So pretty good writing on this one. And speaking of good writing, we have the final track on this expanded EP/LP/compilation, which is kind of what I think you got to view it more as, but I'll get to that in my final thoughts. But we got Spring Cleaning. So it is a Neva Dinova song, but Connor Oberst wrote it. All right, Spring Cleaning. I'm not 100% sure what this song is about, which is a pretty rare thing for me with a Connor Penn song. It definitely sounds like Jake doing a Connor performance, which is not shade at Jake. Jake seems like a very versatile and unique vocalist, so I like that song. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be on my favorites, but you know what? We're about to find out as we go to my favorite tracks. All right, honorable mentions. Got to go with Black Comedy by Bright Eyes, and then Poison by Neva Dinova, and their best track on here, the 6th, is Tripped. So I do like their older stuff, the original 2004 stuff, better than the two new tracks. My faves, Happy Accident, I Know You, and I'll Be Your Friend. All Bright Eyes tracks. Am I biased? I don't know. I probably am. I mean, I've never heard these tracks, but, I love Bright Eyes. But now we're going to get to my overall score. Overall score is tricky. Here's why. Because I think it's cool that they do these split albums. I really do. I've done another one, a split EP with them. But so not only you've got two different bands, but now you've got two different time periods. There's 5 years apart of when they recorded the first 4 songs compared to the last 6. So that's a lot of stuff to just put in there. So it's not a cohesive album. And there's a lot of albums that aren't cohesive albums. So I saw some people slamming this because it wasn't a cohesive album. Look, tons of artists have albums that are never cohesive, right? Not cohesive in theme. I'm talking about cohesive in sound. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I view this more as a compilation than as an EP or album that's meant to be, taken in at one setting. You can play any song you want, and there's some beauty to that as well. So my overall grade on this thing is going to be a 7.25. I still think it's good. It's not great. Bright Eyes has a lot better stuff. Connor has a lot better stuff. Still good. Still good. Still glad I listened to it. I keep finding this stuff. Well, I don't. Caitlin keeps telling me it exists. The stuff with Bright Eyes I don't know that exists. But at the time of this filming, which is July of 2024, they got a new album coming out very soon. And a brand new track at the time of this, which I'm about to film a reaction to for Caitlin as well. So check that one out. So let me know your favorite tracks now and what you think of this album. I'm really curious to what the Bright Eyes community, or if you're Neva Dinova, what you think of it. But the Bright Eyes community thinks of this album and kind of where you put it. I don't think you can really rank it in with their albums, right? Because it's 4 songs, but just kind of what you think of it and what your favorite tracks are. Thanks again to Caitlin. And until next time, guys, I will see you.